Let's get into this as fast as possible. We need to start off with the one and only we saw yesterday, Jakub Mensik, playing an amazing match against Novak Djokovic to win the title, Smile in Miami. What did you think of this 19-year-old phenom?
Amazing. It's so nice to see such a talent really arrive on the scene, because this was not only a great final that he played, but what an epic run all the way up until this is one of the best runs of the year. And very impressive for a young teenager to be doing this. I mean, Djokovic complimented him during the tournament. He's talking about that, Fonseca gets a lot of attention, but look at Mensik. I feel like he gave him enough juice to take him down in the final. So not only was it so impressive to see him take Djokovic down and win 2 tiebreaks against Djokovic, I felt like he was so composed in the final. And he's been showing that all tournament. He moves so well, side to side. I really love how he redirects the ball. I feel like he takes the ball, the backhand down the line especially, really, really nice. Such a solid player from the baseline. He comes in. He's not necessarily an aggressive player. I wouldn't classify him as an aggressive player, but he's very solid and he's willing to come in. He volleys very well. The drop shot, we saw him integrate it very nicely throughout the tournament, throughout all the matches. I'm so impressed because not only did he take down Djokovic, but he took down 3 top 10 players. So you take down along the way, you take down Draper, you take down Fritz.
Which looked like a bad loss in the beginning for Draper, but 2 weeks after
now it looks like the best loss, honestly, that he could have had.
Yeah.
And plus Fils, honorable mention here, he took down Fils, who's also playing really, really well. So I'm so impressed. I mean, this is an amazing form to see. He's much ahead of schedule for his development and just for this type of result.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Arun, how about you, man?
Yusuf, you've been talking about Mensik for quite a while now. We've all been talking about Mensik and the Czechs and their arriving. But I didn't think Mensik was going to be the one that's leading the charge here, the first one to win a big title. But he served amazing. Like Djokovic spoke about that. Like he was serving great, which helped him supremely, helped him so much. So, and it gave him a lot of free points and serve +1. So that obviously, like, you need to serve really well to play against Djokovic, and he was moving really well as well, and feel like his anticipation was good as well, I felt, and and Djokovic was really struggling, had to dig deep, to stay with him in the points, and he had to play a lot of great shots to beat him. But yeah, the dude's awesome, man. Like, and he's playing so confidently as well. Like he's smooth, his mental,
very confident,
and his mental aspect is quite well. And yeah, I think he got upset. Like I'm predicting, I'm guessing, I'm assuming that he's got upset. Maybe Fonseca's getting all the hype, all the other guys, and he hasn't been getting enough attention. But so I feel like he plays a little bit angry, like he's some grudge, a chip on his shoulder, which you like, Yusuf. Maybe I could be wrong, but that's what I feel kind of a bit from his vibe. And yeah, it was awesome. Like the dude's great, and only way up from here is teenager stars. I think we might be talking about this next gen ATP finals that we just saw. Could be really stacked. Actually, we could be talking about this. Could be really stacked in the future.
An all-time next gen. Yusuf, what did you think?
This was an amazing week for me as a fan of tennis, because as you said, I love Jakub Mensik, and as much as I hated the fact that he wasn't getting the love he deserved, because the man is 19 years old and he's been doing things this past 6 months, up to 6 to 8 months, that have been amazing, and he hasn't gotten any of the credit, any of the love that he deserves. Making it all the way to quarterfinals in Shanghai last year, we saw he had good runs.
He lost to Djokovic there, and he took him down. He took him to the brink there.
Yes,
as well.
exactly. So this was I absolutely love that Jakub Mensik is getting the spotlight, and he's now. He's sitting on that throne of the week, if you can say. He's the face of tennis for this week, and I love it for him because he deserves it so much. As you said, his run was amazing. As you said, Harun, he has that chip on his shoulder, and people keep overlooking him. How can you overlook a 19-year-old who's doing things like this? This man has now jumped into the top 30. He's into the top 25, actually. Last season, he was 74 in the world at this exact time. Now he's up to 24 in the world. So this man he's a young man, and he's flying. He is flying, and I love this for him. And another thing, because when we talked about Mensik last season when he played Djokovic in Shanghai, you felt like it was the mental edge that Djokovic had. It wasn't the tennis, it was that mental edge. And for him to come back this week and take him down in the final 7-6, 7-6, and Djokovic, you could say he is the most clutch player of all time, and in tie breaks he shows up and he was able to take this man down, his idol, all to win his first ever ATP title, the Masters in Miami. Like it was the perfect ending to the perfect two weeks for Jakub Mensik. I loved every second of it, and I love that he was the one who was on top in the end. Just so many amazing things to look at this week. He's done so many history maker posts we made this week. Honestly, on TSH Tennis, like lowest ranked champion in history, in Miami history, ranked 54. Now we know he's jumped up to 24, jumped 30 spots. Extremely well deserved. First player outside the top 50 to beat Djokovic in Masters final.
Really impressive.
That's iconic. Like no one's done that. So, and then he didn't lose one tiebreak. He's 7 for 7.
Mr. Clutch.
7 for 7.
Mr. Clutch.
No one's ever done that to win a Masters title also. So many things that just show you that Jakub Mensik is here to stay. He is not only a star, he is becoming a superstar at 19 years of age. This is iconic stuff that we've seen this week, and I can't wait to see what the rest of the year looks like, because this man is going to be amazing.
Yeah, he's awesome. And I was telling you how I feel like his game is very, very similar to Djokovic.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that he almost out-Djokovic.
He did.
I want to share with you some of the stats that you go into the rally breakdown in terms of the points won. 0 to 4 shots, Jakub won 37 points, Djokovic won 38. 5 to 8 shots, Jakub won 14 points, Djokovic won 15. 9 plus shots, Jakub won 8 points, Djokovic won 9. This was as close as it gets. Djokovic had to play. He was playing his clone almost this match because that's what it was. Like there's no direct way to beat him. It's not like you can get the serve plus
You
one.
cannot hit through the man.
You can't hit through him because he moves so well side to side.
And he's big. I didn't know how big he was. When he's
huge.
standing next to Djokovic, Djokovic is a big guy.
Yeah.
He's 6'3", 6'4", basically. And Mensik's towering over him.
Jakub is big. Jakub is big. Some more stats here because a lot of people are saying, and I saw in the comments like, serve bot. Yeah, sure. He had won 77% of his first serve points. Djokovic also the same. Djokovic also was serving really well. He did not win just because of the serve. His serve is excellent.
Oh, no.
By the way, his first serve is excellent. His second serve will get better. It's a little bit slower right now, and it is a little bit of a weakness, and that might be something in his confidence in that in the second serve. A little bit nerves. We see this with younger players. But when he shores that up, the same way Alcaraz has been shoring that second serve up, he will be a monster on serve. It's going to be really hard. I was so impressed that Djokovic wasn't able to read the serve. Djokovic, for being the best returner ever in the history of ever, was not able to read Jakub's serve.
Not only that, you know who was like, he has Murray in his corner.
Yeah.
So it was two of the greatest minds in tennis.
And they couldn't figure out his serve.
But I think Murray actually did help him, and he told him on the ad he likes to go out wide, and then he told him, and then the next serve, Mensik went out wide, but Djokovic could still do nothing with it, which shows you how great of a serve that Mensik has.
Yeah, it means that he was, first of all, mixing it up really well.
Yeah, and he also came back into the tee the next time, and just the IQ.
He mixes up well, and he also, it's quite disguised. Djokovic is not able to read it. Djokovic, if it can be read, Djokovic will read it.
Yeah.
Or Murray, both, like you said. Yeah. So I was very impressed that Djokovic was not able to expose him at all from the return side. He was not able to generate more than one break point.
Yeah.
All match. That's really, really impressive.
Yeah, it was. You know when you least expect it, because this was a story of when some of the greatest things happen to you when you least expect it. In the ceremony, how Jakub Mensik talked about he was actually about to withdraw from the tournament because he had an injury. And then he's saying, I was going to the referee. I had the paper in my hand, the slip in my hand. I'm going to go withdraw from the tournament. My legs absolutely destroyed. I can't play this tournament.
Knee issue. I don't know.
Yeah, and then which was also really classy from Mensik, the way he thanked the ATP physio in the biggest moment of his young career.
By name.
Yeah, I don't remember Alejandro, the physio, and which shows you the man that Jakub Mensik is. And then 2 weeks later, this man ends up as the champion of Miami, taking down his idol. It was what a story.
Amazing story.
That in itself is an amazing story.
Amazing.
Outside the grand scheme of what the story was of him winning.
It's another very nice story. Yeah. Also, this has to be some kind of lesson in tennis athlete psychology, because maybe he was playing freer, maybe he relieved himself of expectations going in, and so he was able to play the amazing level we saw. Remember Rublev, was it last year in Madrid when he was also going to retire because of the sickness, the flu, I think, or something, and he still fought through it, and that way he could no longer give any energy to his negative emotions or his antics, and he just had to play, and he played amazing tennis to win the title as well. So really impressive to see that, and it's very, very interesting tennis psychology dynamics to see. And but overall, that means that his level is there, and it was able to shine despite of this injury. I'm really excited to see what comes next for him.
Yeah,
very excited to see what he does on clay.
Yeah, it was just I think overall this is a great role model for young players, and also what we saw at the end of the match.
Yeah, I loved the respect Jakub Mensik showed Djokovic at the end of the match. Yeah. It was absolute respect. So he took a moment, he was on the ground, his head in his hands. Then he immediately got up, ran to Djokovic, stopped mid-run to give a bow with the head. Yeah. And then the embrace was super warm from both sides. Yeah. Obviously, Djokovic knows he's his idol. Yeah. At the same time, Djokovic gave him all the credit mid-tournament, talking about how great a player he is, and he deserves as much attention as Fonseca. And then in the trophy ceremony, Jakub mentioned that I'm here because of you, which he does not have to say that. And then he called him the GOAT. Yeah. Super respect, super classy. Absolutely what you love to see from tennis champions, sportsmen. This is ultimate class, what we love to see in sports. It was awesome.
It was a beautiful moment. It gives me goosebumps remembering those moments in the ceremony and at the end of the match. And also the fact that Djokovic made sure to give him credit again in the trophy ceremony, saying you were the better player, you played, you in the clutch moments, you were the clutch one. So I love when two classy guys just collide, and it's the perfect example for tennis.
It was awesome because the battle was fierce on the court. They were both they were leaving it all, and then you see that moment, and then that's exactly how sports should be.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.